Coaches, what's going on? It's Coach Ian Tatum back here with Coach Rapinick, and we are back with the Counterculture Podcast, episode 10, the Big X, man. Coach Rap, it's been a couple weeks, but I am happy to be back on here talking to you. I am in my new venue. I don't have any of my stuff hanging up. I don't have my official desk yet. I'm kind of still getting settled in and everything like that, but how you doing, man?
Doing good. Glad to be back. It was a long 2 weeks. Like I know we've talked about a bunch of times on here how it kind of splits the week up, and obviously now with it being on Thursdays, kind of gets you ready for that Friday. But yeah, man, it's been a long 2 weeks. I'm definitely glad to be back.
Yeah.
Definitely glad to be back.
Yeah, so a lot of people either had their spring break last week or the week before that. Like it's basically surrounding whichever side of Easter weekend it was.
Right.
Did you have before or after Easter weekend?
We were after.
Okay, yeah, so are we. So yeah, just got back this past Saturday from a little spring break. Got away with my wife. Went down to Jacksonville, got on a cruise. Also, coach, had a great time, but now I'm back and literally, now I was sick as well. It was early in the week, so it's crazy. I was sick before spring break. I had strep throat. And then I was going to my sister in law's graduation, and so I had to take off 2 days. So I was gone for the week before spring break, and then I had a teacher work day on Monday, and I take Tuesday, Wednesday, and today's my first day back. And everybody's like, "Where you been?" And I'm like, "Let me tell you, like
You got a good
Wednesday,
little break.
coach. Yes, but God, I felt like crap.
Yeah, I was gonna say could. I mean,
I
obviously not in that
had
case,
like
but
dehydration headaches. Like I was like down in liquid IV. Like I was just liquid IV, put in the bottle, shake it up, and I was down in that thing. Like I was like it was nothing. I hadn't eaten since Sunday morning until
wow,
like Wednesday. Like
goodness gracious.
yeah, it was bad. So but I feel better now. I've eaten a lot. I was like I was starving. So, but yeah, glad to be back. Glad to be had OL meetings today. Glad to be around the kids again. So ready for football, man.
Monday is the day for us. I'm looking forward to it. Got a lot playing spring sports, but it'll be good to see the guys running around on the field. That's for sure. We turned the practice field, so we're very lucky. Obviously, a lot of space where we're at, but had 100-yard field and I turned it. So now we have two fields, 160 yards and 150. So
Good.
gonna try and stop tearing up so much grass in the same spots over and over again. And then I'm thinking we're gonna have like an offensive field and a defense field. Depending on what we're doing at the time. Try and mix it up a little bit, but look at something different, I guess, when we're practicing. But um, yeah, I'm really excited about it. I think, it'll be cool to see uh, my new coaches start building relationships with the kids and stuff like that. So um, you know, coming off of a pretty good year, I think everybody is really excited about, starting back up again. I know the kids have been talking about it, at least the ones that I see. So hopefully I'll walk out there and there'll be like 80 kids, even though there won't be. But you know, I think if we get 30, 35, I'll be really happy. So
Yeah, man. How many kids are in y'all school?
580 something.
Yeah, that would be mind blowing.
So, yeah, I mean, we probably got 15 or so that are playing another sport right now. Obviously baseball's big where we're at, but um, pretty much like all of my projected starting receivers play baseball. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know how many balls we'll complete, but it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. And, the thing I like about it, because we have so many kids doing other stuff, is it really lets us focus on the younger kids and, the kids who might not have played as much last year. So,
yeah.
um, lets us break stuff down a lot more and take a little bit more time and teaching new stuff and all that. So it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, guys, if it's your first time catching us, like I said, it has been a couple of weeks, but this is episode number 10. Make sure you go and follow the podcast Twitter. We're 110 followers now, which is absolutely awesome. CTR Culture Pod on Twitter. Then follow Coach Rapid. Our Twitters are on there, so you can follow us. But yeah, make sure you sign in. Leave us a comment, literally just who you are, so we know who you are, and we can kind of gauge the interaction and the engagement from there. Tonight it's a little bit of it's an off topic, right? It's we don't have one set up, but we have a lot of questions. We're kind of going to throw it back at each other. And the more interaction we have with you guys, questions that you guys can throw back to us, would be absolutely awesome. And we can all interact. Lil VR, appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Yeah, we're kind of just it's relaxing, kind of ease back into it. Nothing controversial. We're kind of unless Coach got some controversial questions.
I can't think of anything.
No, me either. I'm not.
I'm trying to keep the peace. Right.
The most controversial I am. I don't know if you saw my tweet I put out not too long ago.
I might have.
Coach Vint, he always does his scenarios.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like it was funny because it said like in the scenarios, like I think it's 3rd and 3, 40 some seconds left, and like you're backed up. Obviously, you get a first down. They call it last time out. And if you get a first down, you win the ball game. All that stuff. It says in the last comment says, and the quarterback has a banged up shoulder. Like, but I said, if you even think about wanting to throw the ball in that situation, I don't want to be around you. Like that was like because everything he spelled, he's like your right guard, right tackle, your best lineman, running back's your dude. Like, who cares if his shoulder's bummed up or not? He could have golden arm. I don't know. Throwing it.
He could have one shoulder, and I'm good. Yeah.
Let's see. Lil VR says, "Do you like Travis Kelce?" I'll be honest with you. I'm not the biggest Travis Kelce fan. It has nothing to do with Taylor Swift. I have not liked Travis Kelce for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a Chiefs guy at all. Like I have a buddy of mine that's a very obnoxious Chiefs fan. If he's happened to watch this, Carson knows that he is. So I don't like Mahomes is okay, but I do not like Travis Kelce. Andy Reid, and I love Andy Reid, but just Chiefs I can't do it. So never been a Travis Kelce guy.
I have this saying. I really enjoy watching, and I'm sure everybody does, but I like watching and studying people who do what they do at a very high level, not just football, whatever, like Caitlin Clark, unbelievable to watch. Whatever they do, if they do it at a high level, I love watching. I feel like there's always something that you can take from anything, whether it's sports world or whatever the case is. I used to love watching them Apple things with when they were putting out new stuff. I don't know. But again, doing stuff at a high level. So Travis Kelce, to me, I enjoy watching him play. I think some of the things that he does, as far as like releases and on the football field is unbelievable. But as far as him like off the field and stuff like that, I give or take him. I don't know if sometimes like the way that he carries himself is a little interesting to me. I listened to that New Heights podcast for a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just like some of the things that he said on there and like the way he would talk and stuff. Like to me, the podcast with him and Jason are probably pretty good still if he's not on it.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt. I'm not a hater, but right. I understand that he either is the greatest tight end of all time or he's going to be at least by the end of his done. So I fully acknowledge his ability, and he is really, really good. Right. I can't stand the guy. And like I said, this is before into Taylor Swift stuff, so it had nothing to do with any of that. So
Right.
yeah, just not a Kelsey guy. So, but great question. Kind of throw us out there and get it started. Because while people are trying to figure out how to comment because they're struggling right now, you want to go back and forth with questions? Because I got a list right here.
Yeah. So I've thought of a couple. I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
So I former golf coach, big golf
Okay.
guy.
Okay.
Worked at a golf course. I know we talked about that as like if we weren't coaching and teaching, what could it be? I coached golf for 1 year. Awesome. Masters week, of course. So today I'm watching the Masters, and I think this is right after you texted me, like, let's make it different. And I think, like, if you could not necessarily hang out, if you could, like, get dinner and ask questions to one athlete alive, they got to be alive, to one athlete, who would it be and why?
Well, what's funny is the reason I'm laughing is because he passed away today. I've made a lot of OJ jokes today. So I would say OJ, and I would be like, "Did you do it? I know you did. Did you do it?"
I
Yeah,
seen
so him.
somebody post on Facebook saying if now that he passed away, like, can we find out the truth?
Yeah, I told my friends, I said, "Man, I just wanted him to be like, right before he died, just be like, I did it, and just like
Yeah.
that would have been, that would break the internet." But I mean, I don't know. But yeah, athletes alive, man, because one of my favorite athletes of all time is Kobe Bryant, but obviously he's no longer with
Right.
us. Um,
Kobe's a good one.
Kobe's a good one. I'm gonna try and go away from some conventional answers.
Okay.
I want to stick with greatness. Maybe somebody that's not maybe non-conventional. I'm a King Griffey Jr. I'm a
Ooh,
big King Griffey Jr. fan.
I
Not
like
as
that one
big,
a lot.
not as big into baseball as some people. I
No,
love the
I'm not
Dodgers.
either.
Love the Dodgers. My grandpa and his dad were huge Brooklyn Dodgers fans. So my dad's a Los Angeles Dodgers fan. So I'm a Dodgers fan. But with that being said, I've gotten into baseball more and more, and I love King Griffey Jr. Hat on backwards, just had the
Oh
swag.
yeah.
So I'll say King Griffey Jr. What about you?
He wore the hat backwards like before anybody did it too.
Yeah.
I remember watching him in like home run derby, or maybe it was an all-star game or something like that. And I was like, he's got his hat on backwards. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. But that was, and like, I'm not a huge baseball guy. I don't like watching it on TV. I like watching our team play because I know the kids. I like watching the games in person. Like my sisters live in DC, and we're planning on going up there to watch the Nats play.
Yeah.
My son loves baseball, but that era of like Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa and Ken Griffey Jr. and all them, they were fun. Like they were hitting, juicing.
Regardless of juicing,
juicing every day, but hitting bombs all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that was fun to watch. Okay, so for me, it's like I could go one of two ways. Part of me wants to say Tiger Woods, but part of me doesn't because of obviously all the trouble. But as far as like him as like the athlete part, not the all the other stuff. I mean, he would be up there for me. Again, like you said, like the greatness aspect of it. And then obviously like Jordan would be cool. I think I would rather talk to Jordan like I don't know, when maybe like right after he retired. But one of them two, I would say. I think like some of the like things I've read about Tiger Woods and stuff like that. Again, like the athlete aspect would be really cool to talk to. His process and all that stuff, Jordan's process. But yeah, I think for me it would be one of the two of them.
Yeah,
And I think Michael Jordan's a probably pretty easy answer.
Yeah, one of my former mentors, he said he was a big Ohio State fan, and he was saying like he never wanted to meet Urban Meyer because he didn't want to be let down.
Right.
By meeting them. And so I'm in that kind of situation as well with some people. I would never want to have an idea of somebody and then be let down.
Right.
Obviously, I'm a big Ravens fan, so I don't think I will be let down by meeting Ray Lewis.
Right.
Just because every interaction you see him have, he's always the same person. So I don't think it would be any different.
Right.
So maybe Ray Lewis would be good, but sometimes you never want to meet your heroes, and that's kind of sad to say, but that's the truth, man.
Ray Lewis
about
would be a
Tiger.
good one.
Yeah. It's not to change subject, but kind of funny with the Master Zone. I've never been a golf guy. Okay.
No.
Never played. I'll go to Top Golf, or I'll go play putt putt. Or just go to the driving range, but I've never been a golfer. Dad didn't play. None of my siblings did, except for my sister, my oldest sister. She just did it like in college. Like she did like to a class and then got into it.
Nice. That's awesome.
But we never just weren't golf people.
Right.
So, but then but a lot of coaches that I meet or that I've worked for at least are all golfers. Like they love playing golf. But I never really got into it until I was in school. It was 2015, and one of my roommates, shout out to my boy Aaron Thomas, he played golf at Gardner Webb, and so we all sat down, and it's like, obviously it's April, and he's like, we're like, what are you doing, Aaron? He's like, I'm watching the Masters, and we're going, it's golf, and he sat down, and he explained golf to us, like we're nobodies, and he's a college golfer. But he kind of explained how golf is, like reading putts and what he's assuming guys are looking at, and
right,
stuff like that. And it just happened to be 2015 when Jordan Spieth went off,
yeah,
right, and had a historical run. And ever since then, I will watch golf if it's on. Like my father-in-law's a huge into golf. Another coach I see as a mentor that I worked for, like one of the first guys, he's big into golf. So like, I have people I can sit down and talk golf with. So I kind of gotten into it since then, but I'm just not a golfer. I don't know. I just never done it.
It's fun, but it's like the most, obviously it's very difficult, but I mean, I really don't watch it like really often. I'll watch like the Masters, obviously, a couple other tournaments like throughout the year, the big ones, the other majors or whatever. But I mean, my wife knows like this weekend, like I'm not doing anything, especially Sunday. But I mean, part of it too is like the last couple of years it hasn't been like super tight. If it's like a stroke or two in like the last group on Sunday, it's so fun to watch. I love it. But I was kind of the same way. Like I didn't get really into it until I don't know, probably my freshman year of college. Like my dad played, he would take me. But when I first started working at that golf course, we could hit balls and play golf for free whenever we wanted to. So on Saturdays we would work till like 8 or 9 in the morning, and I would go hit balls for like a couple hours or whatever. And I got to the point with like by my standards, I felt like I was pretty good. I'm not shooting like anything good, but to where I could like not hit the ball 3 feet in front of me kind of deal.
Yeah.
So, then I started to get more and more into it because I started to see like, like while I was mowing or whatever, greens and stuff like that, you start to see like, okay, now I get to read and stuff like that. But that's really, I guess, when I started to like really pay attention to it was when I started working there. And I don't know why. I don't think it was really like anything in particular. I just started like to pay attention to it a little bit more.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And the thing about like golf tournaments, it's kind of like NASCAR. Not the same people going to win every time
Right.
for the most part. Like I doubt there's probably the odds are there's not going to be a repeat like Masters winner.
Right.
Like so,
It's
always
definitely not like back to back or anything
no,
like that, really ever.
no. Like when Hideki won it, that was pretty cool. Like it's
Yeah.
like he got from Japan. Like it's pretty like it's rare if you want to say that. So it was that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's see questions. And also, I'm going to I'm on a live to you, Coach. I don't know if you use ChatGPT or AI in general, but ChatGPT it's cheat code in life. Some people hate it. Some people get scared with AI, and I understand that completely.
Right.
Cyberdyne's coming for us, Terminator type stuff, but ChatGPT and AI can help you out. So we've done like a lot of PDs with our district using
We
AI
have too.
like that. So,
yeah.
But if I have a question, like literally, I just go throw it into ChatGPT and it gives you out some pretty stuff. But
couple recommendation letters, maybe a
yeah. Anyway, so this is actually one from a buddy of mine. He said to me, a non-coach. He said, top 3 character traits you want in a leader of your team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a very good question. Top 3 character traits.
Yeah. I guess I give you kind of thought to.
I would say it's tough too because like I don't want to sit here and take too long, and people are just like, "Will you answer?"
No. Unless you have some, I can kind of rattle off some things.
No, go ahead because I don't want to like just have quiet silence like while I try to figure out what my top 3 are.
Yeah, of course. No, I was kind of thinking, it's just hard worker. It's kind of a given. Like you kind of, because not everybody's a vocal leader. Some people have to lead by example, and if they can show that they work hard, they have that that grind, work hard mentality. More often than not, guys will follow in because they're like, if he can do it, I can do that, and they're gonna follow by example.
Right.
So a hard worker. I'm gonna say selfless. I'm humble, selfless, kind of put all those different types of things in there together. And then I'm gonna say just tough. And that could be some of those kind of general. But anybody that's kind of listening, you kind of understand what I mean by those. Like a hard worker, somebody that's never going to be, never settle. That's going to be pushing it every day. Somebody, that's selfless or humble. They're always going to be looking out for others for themselves. And then just tough, somebody that's going to do whatever it takes to get the job done. Whether it be the small things or the big things. So that's kind of my top 3. Obviously there's more. If you're listening, please tell us what your top 3 are, or just 3 in general. But yeah, leaders, traits of a leader that you love on your team.
I was gonna say selfless. I think that's honestly probably the most important. I think, I think, and I don't know a word to kind of describe it, but almost like coach like. And what I mean by that is like you hold everybody else to the standard. And I think the standard is built by the coaches. So in that sense, you want them to be again, I don't know, coach like. You want them to preach what you preach when you're not around. And then reinforce it when you are around. And then so if you know a word that works with everything that I just described,
really,
throw it out there for me because
everybody knows what you're saying. Yeah,
is coach like a word? Is that probably a hyphenated one or something? Maybe.
Yeah.
And I think tough also, but I would describe it as obviously physically tough is important, but mentally tough is kind of what I'm leaning more towards for me, because I think, when things are going wrong, you have to have the mental toughness to say what other people won't, but at the same time, you have to have the mental toughness to still support everything that's being done. So I would say my made up word coach like selfless and then mentally tough. Three really big things in my opinion. And I think I could probably name, more. But top three, I mean, that's tough to come up with. That's really tough. And we'll probably finish up and I'll think of a better one.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, got one.
Before we move on real quick, I met with a guy the other day. I was going to text you about it. He has started a company. He's in the process of starting a company for coaches, and it works directly with Huddle. It's called presnap.com. You need to check it out. So and everybody, coaches, need to check it out. It works directly with Huddle, and what it does is it fixes the Huddle storage problem. And what I mean is what happens is you're able to download your film, upload it into this pre-snap website, which he's in a process of building, and you're going to be able to watch all the film. So like the idea behind it is past games and stuff like that, not your like opponent scout for that week or your game film for that week yet. But it allows you to be able to save all that stuff to a cloud. All the coaches can have logins for it. And he's trying to get to the point where it's another alternative to Huddle. So we met for a couple minutes about it the other day. I want to say it was Tuesday. I don't know. The week has all run together for me, but and we talked for a little while, but the idea behind it I think is really cool. So check out presnap.com. It'll talk a little bit more about the website, how it works. They're supposed to be putting it out, I believe he said in May. So if you're looking for his information, just send me a DM on Twitter, DM the podcast, and I'll help you out. But really, really cool idea. Obviously, a lot of people are having that issue with Huddle storage being astronomically priced for not enough. So he's fixing it, and I'm all about coaches that are trying to fix issues. So really good dude. Seems to really want to have an idea for something that's going to help everybody and make it more, a better price point for us too. So he's talking about putting out a couple different like storage prices once it gets into like the full version, but all of them are very, very, very affordable as compared to Huddle and other different things. So maybe I'll get on the podcast and tweet out the link to the website once we finish. But really cool.
Yeah, that's a dope idea. Like you said, guys that come up with something like that, that's a need, and their coaches as well. Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, I think, and I thought about it because he just liked the tweet. It's an awesome idea, and it seems like he really wants to get coaches' opinions, and then also be able to use those opinions to make it the best he can for us. So I definitely recommend that everybody checks it out, especially if you are going to be at a school who may not want to spend a bunch of money on Huddle storage. But the end game is going to be called Film Room Pro, and nice. you can see an idea on that pre-snap website.
Well, Coach Fawcett, appreciate you jumping in, hanging out with us. Ask us a question, Coach Fawcett. If you're still hanging out, appreciate that. Coach Darius Brooks, best scheme in all of football. Does he know, Coach? Like, does he? I don't.
Is it scheme as in like a play or scheme as in like a system?
I don't. That's a good question. So
if it's Coach scheme Brooks, as in play, it's counter.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not going to limit to.
Yeah, not that like you're dumb or like that, Coach. I'm just saying, the name of the podcast, counterculture, kind of kind of goes with our shtick. So, but yeah, if you're talking about scheme as in the system or in specific play, be a little more specific with that. If you say both, we'll kind of get into that. But yeah, great question. Appreciate you for asking that.
Yeah, that is a good question. I like that one.
Yeah, because obviously counter is the best. Well,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to limit it to GT counter or GH counter. I'm going to stick with just counter.
Yeah.
So that way you can throw all the extra stuff on top of it too.
Yeah. Counter series.
Yes, that's right.
Counter series. Yeah.
That's right.
I guess even if if he says both, I mean, I kind of just would say I've always been a spread guy, so I kind of and spread. If you want to call system. Sorry. If you want to call spread a system, I think it's more a philosophy. I guess what I call I don't know, man. Like I'm a gap scheme run. I'm a quick throw, play action deep guy. I'm gonna run the ball. Like I'm multiple formations, multiple motions. I don't know. I'm gonna get my playmakers the ball. Like I don't know system that falls into. I mean, I can call it the Nigel Pearson system. He ran at South Carolina State. If you want to call it that. I don't know. Like, but yeah. What about you, Coach?
I think I feel like I'm gonna answer the question, but I'm gonna answer it in a different way. Yeah. If I could run any system at all, it would be the gun triple.
Okay.
I think like Coastal Carolina style gun triple, like when Jamie Chadwell and those guys were there. That offense is so beautiful to me. And there's schools in our area that run it, and they run it very, very well. John A. Holmes High School, right down the road from us, runs it very, very well. I call it poetry in motion. It is beautiful.
I know Eaton Holmes ran it.
They do. They run it for a while now, and they run it very, very well. So I think if I could run anything, it would be that. Kind of as I got into coaching, it was under spread coaches. Yeah. So that's kind of where I found my niche, if you will. Just being what I'm most comfortable with. An offense that I still study again, if I could run anything, gun triple. Obviously, you still do what your kids are able to do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
coach speak, yeah.
Right. And Coach Brooks, if you want to talk gun triple, let me know. I'll sit and listen for as long as you want to talk for.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll stop. I won't be a cop out. I'll kind of give a system, one that I've been studying, and I don't know if I would ever run it, but I would definitely use principles. It's pistol wing T.
Yeah.
And I know you say wing T, people lose their minds, especially in the spread or any of these other I guess open philosophy offenses. You say wing T, they lose their minds. But my boy Matthew Bennett at 96 High School in South Carolina, I sat in on his session. He talked about pistol wing T, and every time I've sat in on several of his talks, he's done a talk for me at my clinic. Every time I watch his stuff or listen to just philosophy about it, I love it. And his biggest selling point is always, he's like, hey, you might not always have a quarterback, but you're going to have 2 or 3 running backs. You at least can throw the ball. And so it's really good stuff. Like, if you're not an under center guy, put him in the pistol. I mean, it's really shotgun wing T, pistol wing, whatever you want to call it. It's not under center. And so I like it a lot. And you can add your passing game onto it. It's not like you have to, I'm wing T, it's like I can only throw waggle. Like, no. So you can still add your principles onto it. So I would say pistol wing T, I've really enjoyed studying that.
Yeah, when I was in high school, my freshman and sophomore year, and then when I first started coaching at the high school that I went to, we ran wing T. And then at Nansemond River, we ran wing T also. It's a fun offense to coach. It's a fun offense to call. Yeah. I enjoy it. Honestly, I don't know why I don't run it. You know, like there's a lot of things that are taught in the wing T offense as far as like terminology and different ways of teaching rules and stuff like that, especially up front, that I use, because I think it makes it super simple. You know, I worked with some guys that were very, very like heavy wing T, Tubby Raymond, Delaware wing T offense guys. Um, and I mean, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed learning that offense. And I think you're able to do so much without really running a whole lot of plays that it translates to a lot of other offenses, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, you know, but I really enjoy it. I like running it. It's a lot of fun. So I think, especially out of the gun, is really cool too, because now you may under center also, but now you have all the ability to throw the football more and things like that.
Let's see. Before I get to Coach Foster's question, for whenever Trotter gets out of volleyball practice, I'm sure he's going to join us. I don't know if you have, whatever the question that he asked, I sent you. I don't know if you have that list together or not.
The question that he asked?
I sent you. I said Trotter asked this question about the Mount Rushmore.
Oh, yeah, I'm in for that.
Okay, because whenever I'm sure he's gonna be like, y'all talk about it yet? So because he sent me his list. I was like, okay,
That's awesome.
So Coach Fawcett says, is there one thing you heard or were taught in middle school or high school ball that you've taken with you everywhere? He also said, I had a coach in middle school that would say, if something is worth doing, it's worth doing right. Or doing right, yeah, it's worth doing right. So yeah, is there anything that you were taught growing up from one of your coaches that's kind of stuck with you? I mean, it's not that long ago for me, but
yeah, I mean, I don't feel like it's that long ago for me either. It's just a matter of like, I mean, I'm a firm believer that like high school and middle school coaches make men who they are. You know, there's so many things, obviously, like the adversity and stuff like that that you deal with in high school football or any level of football, that you carry with you. But like as far as any kind of saying or anything like that, we used to have a sign in our locker room that said, it was very simple. It was above the door. It said no excuses. And they would tell you, like, after practice, some days, touch time before you leave. And everybody knew that they were talking about the no excuses sign. I don't know if like, and I like some of the stuff that my head coach said, just trying to be funny and stuff like that.
There's a lot of those for me too.
Right, just like quotes and things like that. But as far as like teaching life lessons and things like that, I'm not saying they didn't, but something to the extent of like if something's worth doing, it's worth doing right. Um, I think, man, do you got one? May need to come back to me.
Yeah, a couple. You know, one that stuck out with me was like, no one's ever. I think it's like no one's ever like regretted working hard or doing their best or something. It's along those lines. I think it's like no one's ever regretted working hard. I think that one's one. Yeah, I think it's how it goes, or doing their best, whichever way it goes. That one's always been like like you think about it, like no one's ever regretted. Like it's man, I gave everything I had, man, that sucked. Like no one ever said that. That one's pretty big. And then of course you have the funny ones. My O-line coach was really in high school. It was really funny because I don't know if you ever seen like obviously like Dante Scarnecchia for the Patriots,
right?
Like Alex Maribel for the Miami Hurricanes. Small man coaching offensive line. Roger Shore coached me in high school, and he was like super short, small man, great man. But he would say, obviously we're offensive linemen, so we're all slow, right? He'd always be like, guys, if y'all race a pregnant woman, y'all come in third. Like, like things like that. Like, just kind of just, or he'd be like, like in the scene in The Blind Side where he says, "Get him in the tits." He would say
Yeah.
that. He would say that all the time. Like, I still think that. I'm telling my guys that sometimes. It's kind of a little thing like that kind of just stick with you, and you kind of integrate it to your coaching style.
Yeah. There's, I mean, some of them more politically correct than others, but I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. Just like little things that like they would say, and you could tell that like they've been saying it forever, or like it's just like so natural that they're not even worried about it. That you just gotta like stop for a second and be like, what in the world? Like just different ways of saying like
Yeah,
block them or get your hands inside or
yeah.
whatever. Um, yeah,
Now they got
there's
they got to make it so you remember.
right. There's tons of funny ones.
Yeah,
Tons of funny ones.
yeah. If y'all have any funny quotes from coaches, please drop it in the chat because I would
Yeah.
love. I could die laughing listening to those.
Right.
Forever. Coach Peel says, "What's up, guys? Appreciate you, Coach Peel. I know you kind of commented right as we were answering some questions. If you have a question, make sure you drop one down. Appreciate you joining us and hanging out.
What's going on, Coach Peel? How are you?
Yeah, those are absolutely awesome questions. Kind of make you a little reminiscent about the good old days. I guess.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Let's see. Got a question. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let's take a little away from football. Let's see. Finally made it. There he is. Hey, there he is.
The path to 2-0.
We're not gonna get to his question yet. But I'm gonna kind of throw to one. Let's see. Sorry, I got a bunch. Here we go. What's the most embarrassing thing you've done in public? And if you want me to go first, kind of leave tension because it's kind of funny because I'm throwing it at you first. But
Funny, most embarrassing thing I've done in public.
yeah. It can be funny, like hindsight funny, in the moment embarrassing.
Daggone. I was tiptoeing through the tulips.
I've heard that. I had not been told that, but I've heard that before.
All right, what's yours?
All right, so I was a freshman in college, and we're in, it was like a world history class, whatever. And I was sitting in my spot. I always sit there, and there's like really hot girl sitting next to me. Okay, and like it's never like happens to me. I'm me. It's never happens to me, right? So especially as a freshman, right? And I'm playing ball. Like I'm like super introverted, right? And so I'm in class with some other football buddies. And like, so it's funny thing, this girl's sitting next to me. Well, somebody sent me a text, and it told me a joke. It was funny, dude. And I laughed and I farted loud as hell in class. Like that is just, it's my luck too. I was like, oh my gosh. Like everybody was laughing, and like she laughed too, but obviously didn't get her number like that. I didn't try, but anyway, it was funny. Everybody laughed. I laughed too. Went home and cried. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that happened. So
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I would probably say, okay, so I think it was my sophomore year of college. I was walking through the they call it the Web Center. It's like the student union at ODU.
Yeah.
And there was something going on, so it was packed. Like I'm telling you, it was slam packed. And I'm like walking through crowds of people or whatever, and I slipped. And when I slipped, like when you're like falling, you just grab onto whatever you can.
Yeah.
I grabbed this girl who I knew. I didn't know that I knew her at the time. I grabbed her backpack.
Yeah.
And when I grab her backpack, she like slides it off her back. And I wind up on the ground in front of probably, I don't know, it felt like 3 million people holding this girl's backpack. And she turns around. I'm not going to repeat what she said. I'm just looking up at her like this. And I'm like, get me back up and let's get out of here.
Yeah.
But yours is a lot better.
But what did you slip on? Just
I don't. It was just like water or something. I don't know. Something on the floor.
yeah.
It was bad. No wet floor sound or nothing. I should have sued ODU for
Oh
everything they
yeah.
had.
100%. Luckily, I did not get any nicknames
Oh, that's
that,
good.
out of my out of that. I didn't sit in that spot. I didn't sit next to her ever again. I know that. I was too embarrassed. But they didn't roast me about that. Oh yeah, you couldn't sit back there. I was like, man, leave me alone. But yeah, and that was like it was already into the semester. It was probably like it was the first semester, so it was probably like mid October. So it
Right.
had been a minute in that class. But yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. It was what it is. At least none of my roommates were in that class because those are still some of my best friends to this day, and I would still hear about it. So anyway,
Oh man.
yeah, I don't talk about that often. But yeah,
Now the
anyway,
whole world knows.
yeah, now the whole world, I don't care. So since Coach Trotter is here, Trotter's already asked this question. You need to ask us another one, Coach. Just sure I know you got more questions. Coach Trotter asked, "What is our Mount Rushmore of pro wrestlers?" Um, I don't know if you watched pro wrestling back in the day,
Of
Coach.
course. I thought everybody
Of
did.
course I did. So yeah. Ooh, and I have respect for the old generation and for what I watch. So
What is there 5 on Mount
yeah,
Rushmore? Or is
yeah.
it
Or
4?
no, I think it's 4, but most people kind of do a top 5.
Okay, I'm gonna go top 5.
Okay, who's your top 5?
No specific order.
Yeah.
And for some reason, like I'm a bigger guy, but I love like the guys that fly around. So I'm gonna go Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
Loved him.
Solid.
I'm gonna go Sting, and I how do I do this? I'm gonna go Sting. Apparently he's still wrestling. Didn't know that up
Wow.
until recently, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Sting like back in the day.
Yeah.
So that's 2. I'm gonna go. I really like Shawn Michaels. 3. You know what I loved? The red and black NWO. You remember them?
Mm-hmm.
That was my like. I love those dudes.
Yeah.
They used to come to the Norfolk Scope all the time,
Okay.
so I used to go see them there. So what am I at 3? 4, I'd probably go. I'd go Triple H, I guess, and then 5, I would probably say. And this isn't like super old school. I'm leaning towards Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'd probably say, yeah, that's my 5. I'm happy with
Um,
those 5.
yeah. Since it's not a ranking, it's just they're 5 that are on the Mount Rushmore. I guess 'cause I'm huge. I mean, obviously it's pro wrestling, so obviously they do wrestle and get in the ring, but like the pre-match talks, the behind the in the before they come out, kind of interactions before they go to commercial, like the dialogues they get on are
Right.
huge for me. I love it because I love trash talk, I love sarcasm, love that stuff. So that's kind of where I kind of build mine off of. So I guess the first one I'll have on there is The Rock. I can listen to The Rock talk trash to anybody. It's like it doesn't matter. So The Rock. I love Ric Flair. Like listen to Ric Flair, and he goes, whoa! Like he just like anything he does, like
Yeah.
he's just whatever. Like he's talking about, the alligator boots, and he can't keep him down, like that
Yeah.
stuff. Like how do you think of this stuff? I know they have people that write this stuff, but it's just the deliverance is so good.
Oh yeah.
So The Rock, Ric Flair, Stone Cold.
Stone Cold was a honorary.
Yes.
He's got to be 6 for me.
Yes. And then I guess I'll say Shawn Michaels. He wasn't as big of a, like a talker or stuff like that, but DMX, to this day, DMX is like, suck it. Like that is culture right there, man. Like,
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know, like back in the day, me and my best friend Jacob, we were just like DMX was our deal. So,
Oh yeah.
So yeah, definitely Shawn Michaels. So that was 4. And then I don't know, for some reason I always had like back in the day, we had a Nintendo 64, and just it was way before our time. We my brother and I would play it all the time. We had a wrestling game, and I would play as Bret Hart all the time. And so I guess I'll say,
Sharpshooter.
yeah, I'll say Bret Hart as well. So The Rock, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, and Bret Hart.
I don't know. I didn't. The thing that with Ric Flair is he wasn't like. I mean, he was plenty flashy, but he wasn't mobile enough for me. I like the ones that were flying around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, Triple H wasn't really doing that, but
yeah, I do enjoy those too. I guess another one, I guess, would be I just had it in my head, so I just forgot. But here's Coach Trotters. The Flair, Austin, Sting, Hogan, he still hates him, and then Jim Cornette. Says y'all are too young to appreciate Prime and Flair. 100%. I would say a lot of mine have been from Reels and just YouTube. Because even back when I was into wrestling, he hadn't come back around, or he was here or there a little bit.
Right.
So definitely 100% was into Prime Ric Flair. But
Rolex wearing. I would, when you were talking about the interactions and stuff like that, he's definitely up. He's probably number one when it comes to that stuff. But as far as in the ring wrestling, he just I don't know.
Yeah, no.
He didn't.
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes was another good talker.
Yeah,
and he had the accent, and he was just a big dude. So Dusty Rhodes was really good. Let's see. I guess more of my era. I like the big dudes. So Big Show, Mark Henry, those guys like that. Obviously the Undertaker, which is still old and I guess new.
Right.
My era and old. Cade, those guys like that. Rock, Dusty Rhodes promos were awesome. Hard times. Yep, Shawn Michaels. And the promos, man. The promos. Kane, that's what made wrestling.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I feel like they used to do way more crazy matches and stuff like that. The cage matches, and then they had the they pull out the tables and stuff. I haven't watched. I don't remember last time I watched wrestling, but
yeah,
I feel like I don't know if they still do all that crazy stuff. I don't know.
Well, I think the fact that they're having to bring back a lot of older guys, which they do a lot, kind of shows you kind of where they're at. They know they're kind of in a stale place right now.
Yeah,
I assume so. But yeah, pro wrestling. When I was into it, pro wrestling, that was the jam, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, couldn't tell me much about it. I always knew it was fake. I was I don't care. This is the jam.
Every Monday.
Yes. Raw, man.
Every Monday. I could stay up late to watch wrestling. That was it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Couldn't stay up late any other night.
All right. I got another one.
I
don't want to dominate, but I got 9 over here. So.
No, come on. Bring them.
Let's see. Okay. If you only listen to one song the rest of your life, one old or one historic, iconic song, and then one banger that's your jam. Okay. So rest of your life. Iconic song or a banger.
So one of each or
whatever your jam is right now, and then an iconic song.
Okay. Oh God. Did you come up with all of these?
Some of these I did. Some of these were ChatGPT.
Did you come up with this one?
I came up with this one. The last one I did, what did I ask? The most embarrassing thing, that was ChatGPT.
Okay. I think I'm going to go, all right, iconic. I would say, wow. All right, I'm going to come back to that one.
Yeah.
The banger right now, I would probably go Where the Wild Things Are, Luke Combs. Love
a
that
sad
song.
song. It's a sad song.
It is sad, but it's a banger.
It's very.
That's a good question, Trotter. That's a very good question.
Yeah.
And then as far as like ever, I'm gonna say, whew,
Stuff.
yeah, it's very tough. I'm gonna say Curtis Lowe, Leonard Skinner.
I hear you. Golly, I should have spent more time thinking about my own answers. I know the banger. I listen to it every day.
What you got?
Human by Cody Johnson. That's my jam, dude. Human by Cody Johnson.
Cody Johnson's a good one. I like him a lot.
Yeah. Obviously, Luke Combs. That's my favorite artist right now. But Human was that song. That was really good.
Yeah.
Going Gone by Luke Combs. That's up there too.
Also a good one.
Let's see. Iconic. I know Charlie's still listening, so everybody else still listening, comment which banger song you had to listen to. What is the song and what's your favorite song of all time?
Speaking of Luke Combs, my mom is going to see him. She's actually on a flight right now as we speak to go see him.
Wow.
I was supposed to go, but got my weekends mixed up.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to think about it in my back of my mind. Quick story. Nah, it's tragic like yours right here. So, living in Virginia Beach, okay, on my own, like outside of college, like for the first time, okay. Bought Luke Combs tickets. He's gonna be at the beach, like boardwalk at Virginia Beach.
Yep.
Bought tickets. I don't know what weekend it was. It was in the fall because I just got there. So, literally, I was like super excited. That week, for a while, I needed brakes on my truck. I literally had an appointment to get brakes on my truck. It was a Friday, whatever. Because that's that Friday night, Luke Combs was performing at the beach. Literally, my brakes go out on my way to work that morning. Okay, I'm a dumb idiot kid. Like I had to put it off. Like I can make it. I try to get paid. Get my brakes done. Brakes go out. Okay,
Ooh.
I call the brake guy, regardless of having an appointment. If I towed it there, couldn't get them done until Monday. So either not have a vehicle all weekend, or my dad and my brother drove up to fix my brakes on my truck. Well, they obviously dad couldn't get there until after work, all that stuff, and it's like a 3.5 hour drive.
Right.
Like 4 hour drive from my parents live. So it was like nighttime, so we weren't fixing them that night. And so I was like, all right, Dad, can I use your car, go down, see Luke Combs. I'll go see. My brother loves Luke Combs, so we can scout him the ticket and go see. My dad, hard butt, it's like, no, you're not. No, I'm here, and you're not going to go to some concert, and I'm here to help you fix your glove. So I didn't get. So long story short, this was like Luke Combs was big, but he wasn't like expensive big.
Right.
And so it is the beach, dude. Long story short, I didn't get to go see Luke Combs. I hung out with my dad and my brother and watched TV all night. So I should have got no breaks done.
Brutal.
Should have got no breaks done.
Yeah. Long story short.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's hard living. But I guess iconic song. Golly. I don't know. I don't really know.
It's so hard to narrow it down to one.
Yeah, I'm like, do you like it? I don't know. There's so many like I have an artist here, artist this genre, that genre. Like I can't. I actually love music. I can't even put it into words. I don't know. I guess what could be not my favorite song of all time, but what could be considered one of the greatest songs of all time. You already went Skinner, so I'll say Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Another, I mean, you could go a lot of Garth Brooks songs too, like Shameless. Garth Brooks is up there. Golly, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a good question by Trotter. Top 5 movies you can watch every time it comes on. I don't know about top 5. Like I have a top 5 list. I'd have to see them on like that one. Yep, that one. Like off the top of my head. Good Lord.
I can't put them in an order.
Yeah.
But I would go Mr. Deeds. Love that movie. 51st Dates.
Yeah.
I'm a big Adam Sandler guy.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, me and my wife love 51st Dates. The Replacements, Varsity Blues, and I don't know why, but I really like The Longest Yard too.
The new one, and Adam Sandler, obviously.
Yeah, I can't go. The original one, I watched it. I
Yeah.
couldn't get into it.
Yeah. God, it's a hard question. I'm put Remember the Titans on there. That's my jam.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Anything. Christopher Nolan is a genius. I don't.
Is that the one with Bane?
No, that's the one with Joker. That's Heath Ledger. That's
Okay.
That's top 5 movies of all time for me.
Yeah, I like that one.
Is,
That's a good one too.
like the Joker is like my top supervillain ever. Like I love the Joker, and Heath Ledger, rest his soul, did an awesome job.
Yeah, he killed it.
Yeah, like I said, I love Christopher Nolan movies. Yeah. Let's see. Man, I'm just gonna Google top movies because I know, like, let's see. Philip McCop out. Top movies right now. Let's see. There's so many good. Let's see. Another good one. Hey, here we go. The Patriot. Love The Patriot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mel Gibson. Very, very good. I'm a big. I love Star Wars. I mean, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm gonna put the whole franchise into it. I'm a big Star Wars guy. Not as big as my brother, but I am a huge Star Wars fan. So I'm gonna put that in there.
Are you a Harry Potter guy too?
Dude, I love Harry Potter. Dude,
my wife loves Harry Potter.
I've read the books, dude. I play I'm a gamer. I don't think anybody really knows that. I don't really flaunt that as much.
Yeah.
In the coaching community, but I'm a gamer, so the Harry Potter, it's not like Harry Potter, but like the World of Harry Potter game that they came out with a couple years ago.
I bet you my wife is playing that game right now.
Really? Dude.
I'd be willing to bet you.
Dude, Hogwarts Legacy. I'm not trying to nerd out, but that's one of the best games ever played.
I can't get into it.
Yeah.
Can't.
So good.
We went to Harry Potter trivia at this brewery in Chesapeake. It was me, my wife, and 2 of our good friends.
Yeah.
And me and the guy, or me and my good friend, her good friend's husband, his wife, we sat there. My wife and my friend answered every question, and we came in second.
Yeah.
And we're going against tables of people with like 15, 20 people at it. And I'm just sitting there like looking around like, what are these people talking about?
Tombstone's a good one.
Never seen it.
Tombstone is like, you talk about one-liners in movies. Charter back me up. One-liners in movies, that is it. Like, it is. That's my father-in-law's favorite movie of all time. Like, him and I would go back and forth just quoting that movie. He said, I quote it 3 or 4 times a week. Yeah, Shawshank Redemption is I know it's widely considered the greatest movie of all time, and it is awesome. But I cannot say that I can watch it every time it comes on because it's so long and it's a slower movie.
Yeah.
I have much respect for it, and I can watch it, and it's an absolutely awesome movie. But I can't watch it every time it comes on. Godfather, yep, first Godfather, I can do that. Raiders, yep.
Saving Private Ryan.
Varsity Blues, I don't mention, yep. Well, I will say it's not a movie; it's a miniseries. Band of Brothers. I love Band of Brothers. Have you ever? It's HBO.
No, I don't think I've seen it.
In World War II, Easy Company.
Oh, I love that kind of stuff.
Gotta watch it. It's so freaking good. It's not a documentary. It is a straight up acting miniseries, and it's so good.
I'll check it out. I'll watch Tombstone.
Tombstone, man.
When did that come out?
What, Tombstone?
Yeah.
Hold on. Because it's
What's it about?
It's about Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday. 1993. Yeah, 1993. Val Kilmer plays Doc Holliday. Kurt Russell plays Wyatt Earp. Yeah.
Huh.
So good.
Trotter just knows it.
Dude,
Hey, you know what other movie I like?
What's up?
Have you seen that Four Brothers movie?
Yes.
I like that one too.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Dude, I love movies.
See, I'm not a huge like I don't love going to the movie theater. You went opening night of Tombstone, Trotter?
I really did. Trotter's the good. I'm not surprised either.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like I would rather watch a movie in my house because then I can pause it and like go to the bathroom. I don't have to worry about missing nothing. Yeah, I was 8. That's awesome. I was 1.
Now, let's see. I was more than kind of just going down this list. Some of these, I wish I could get the feeling back of watching Endgame. That watching Avengers Endgame in theaters, dude. I get chills thinking about it. Like,
haven't seen it. I'm telling you, I'm not a huge movie guy.
My wife's not a superhero movie. My brother and I were getting her into it. She's watching them in order. I told her, I was like, just know there's a movie coming. I'm talking about Infinity War. There's a movie coming. It's gonna be sad, and then everything's gonna be okay. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, don't even worry about it. I actually did not forgot how much I'm a coach we are. Like,
you show it well though, Trotter. You show it well.
Yeah,
we tried. Like, it might have been during COVID. So me and my wife made a deal that I would watch all the Harry Potter movies that she watched Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
It was right before my son was born, which would have been like right around then. So we did. I watched every Harry Potter movie, and it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
She watched every episode of Friday Night Lights. And then we tried to do the Avengers movies, and I don't know. I couldn't really get into them. Like I wasn't like a Superman guy growing up. Like I was a Batman guy.
Yeah.
Like I loved Batman. All those movies, had them all on VHS.
Yeah.
I love all the newer Batman movies, like the one with the Joker, the one with Bane, all that.
Yeah.
Love them. I could watch those 2 movies every time they came on.
I could watch the one with Bane just because they blow up Heinz Field. So that's worth it to me. I watched that movie with my best friend Jacob, and I remember he was like, he's a huge Steelers fan. So if you remember, when they're showing down the sideline, and you see Ben and Brent Kiesel and Hines Ward, he's like, the Steelers. It's not like, oh my gosh. And he's a Ravens fan. I'm like, whatever. And they blow up the stadium, and it's great. So.
Right. Yeah, those 2 especially. I feel like I can't remember what the other one was, what it was called. Anyway, but yeah, those 2 are probably my 2 favorite Batman movies for sure.
Yeah. When growing up, my dad loves movies too. So old movies, new movies, 80s movies, I can get rattle off some 80s movies. John Wayne movies, dude. I think I've seen however many movies John Wayne made. I'm talking about black and white, way back in the day to the shootist. I've seen probably 95% of John Wayne's catalog at least once. It's just my dad. That's his hero. That is he loves all those movies. He has a poster of John Wayne. He has a whole, we call it John Wayne cabinet. It is an old cabinet. It's still with John Wayne memorabilia. So watching all those movies, but any 80s movie, like Coach just said, Red Dawn. So any 80s original movies. One of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know if you've seen it, but probably seen it. Big Trouble in Little China with Kurt Russell. One of the funniest, it's comedy action movies. It's stupid, but it's one of my favorite movies of all time as well.
You ever seen Rush Hour 2?
I've seen all the Rush Hours.
I like that one too. I didn't like Rush Hour 1 very much. but 2 was all about it.
Yeah. Speaking of Chris Tucker, Friday is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Good one.
Friday is that's where it's at.
Yeah.
He's trying to say signing off.
Yeah.
But yeah, Friday's a really good one. So
yeah.
Love it, man. I can get down for some movies. Are you more of a show guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would rather watch shows. For sure.
So my wife is. She would rather watch shows unless it's like or dumb, stupid movies. I can say that because I had the same negotiations with my wife. I said if she watched Game of Thrones with me, then I would watch. What did I negotiate? It was Game of Thrones, and I like Disney movies. She's a Disney nut. I like Disney movies. So I watch whatever Disney movie she want to watch because I was winning on that end because it's win-win.
Yeah.
And then watching the new Game of Thrones series with her, she's gotten into it. But then watching Ted Lasso.
That dude's hilarious.
Ted Lasso's that's my guy. I aspire. You're talking about one-liners. I aspire to be Ted Lasso in life. But yeah, then I had to watch Twilight with her, which really was me kind of having in the background. I was doing football stuff. He was kind of just in the background. I didn't really watch it, but I listened to it. She was fine with that as long as she was getting play. But yeah, and I tried to get her to watch Harry Potter. We got to the 4th one. She wasn't into it. I wasn't trying to stress it, so I let her go.
There's so much stuff. That was the thing with Game of Thrones for me. Like I liked watching it, but there's so many people in different places to keep up with, and it's so hard for me to okay, who is that person again? Who are they talking about? But yeah, I would much rather watch shows. Like I loved Blacklist. It's a great show.
Yeah.
I love Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights, obviously. I would, to me, it's way easier to keep my attention. The Designated Survivor show on Netflix, love that one.
Yeah. My wife has her safety shows that she can always go back to and watch many times. So, and she's doing one right now. It's Grey's Anatomy.
Oh my God, dude.
And so I literally asked her the other night, I said, well, how many times through? She watched all the way through. She's not one of these psychos that just throws on an episode and then stops. Like, no, she's watching it through. So I'm like, how many times through is this stuff? I said, because since we've known each other for 4 years, this is at least 3 that I know. And you watched it before this. So, and Grey's Anatomy is 19 seasons long.
It's ridiculous. Every season has to be 80 episodes.
Yes, I'm like, this is insane. She's
I can't do it.
Yeah.
And apparently they just came out with new episodes, or they're out right now or something like that. So that's what my wife did. She restarted the entire thing. And this is what she'll do. She'll turn it on the TV and then she'll just do this the entire time.
Yes, coach.
And I'm like, you're not even watching it.
Coach.
I'm like, can I put something else on? No, I'm watching Grey's Anatomy. I'm like, you're not though.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah. That's deja vu right there.
It's terrible.
Friends is another one for her.
Oh, Friends is a good one.
Should have watched. I love watching Friends. I like watching. I mean, Grey's Anatomy and something's interesting. Something's all right. It's just noise. Friends I can watch because you're just dumb. So, and then she has a bunch more. But yeah, I do like a good show, but I don't watch shows like I do my movies.
Yeah.
I watch more I want to say reality shows. I'm not talking about drama. I'm talking about my cooking stuff. I
love watching cooking shows.
So anything with Gordon Ramsay, so his Next Level Chef, Master Chef, not Devil's Kitchen, but Hell's Kitchen.
No.
Any of those, dude. I mean, I'll watch him. Guy Fieri. I watch Diner Drivers and Dives. I watch Guys Grocery Games. I watch
Guys Grocery Games.
Tournament Champions. I watch any of those, man. That's my jam. But yeah.
I like we watch the Bacon Championships too.
Yeah.
The kids
Yeah.
ones kind of drive me crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, they make some crazy stuff on there.
I kind of want to wrap it up, Coach. I can go forever if you want. If you're good to go.
Well, I'm in no rush.
Yeah, because I have a couple of good ones. I kind of want to hit.
All right.
Let's get back to a little bit of football. If
All right.
would you rather play? This is coaching. Okay, would you rather coach in a freezing cold game or a scorching hot game?
I would say cold for 2 reasons. One, I'm a pants guy.
Yeah.
I know that there's a lot of people, a lot of coaches in our area that are shorts guys. And and I don't care. Like I let my coaches wear, as long as they're wearing, like we're all wearing the same color pants, they can wear pants, they can wear shorts. It don't bother me. I would say cold because obviously it's more comfortable in pants, number one. And number two, football matters when it's cold. So, yeah, I would go those two.
I would go cold as well. I would love to be in a snow game one day.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be absolutely epic. Plus, I'm a big hoodie guy, so putting on my hoodie for game day instead of being like, all right, let me get this polo. What color polo are you wearing? What shirt are you wearing for the game? It's just like, hey, these are the pants, wear your hoodie. Like, all right, let's go. So yeah, when we played Robbinsville, that cold night, like we had people giving us hand warmers, hand over fist, like them boxes of hand warmers. Like I guarantee you, there are at least 7 boxes of hand warmers not open right now in the North Rowan equipment room. They haven't already thrown them away from 2022.
Yeah,
like, the Hoosiers like give them to us, and the kids use them, but they didn't use 7 boxes worth.
right.
So yeah, man, it was cold, but it wasn't that cold. Yeah, definitely a freezing cold night.
Yeah. When we went to Northmore 2 years ago, it was cold.
Yeah.
That was probably the coldest game I've ever been in. And it wasn't like windy cold. It was just cold. Like sweatshirt under pullover cold. So I won't wear a sweatshirt by itself on the sideline.
Yeah.
I'll wear a sweatshirt like with a pullover over it.
Yeah.
I'm a big pullover guy.
Okay.
Like the majority of the time, I don't even get my staff a polo because I don't wear them. I mean, I'll wear them like we have team polos that the kids wear on game day instead of wearing their jersey. And I'll wear that to school so that way I'm not like, oh, well, you have to wear a polo and I can wear a t-shirt kind of thing. But for games, I'll wear a t-shirt and pull over it, and I'll just let her roll. But yeah, I definitely cold. I'm picking cold for sure. But
sweater vest, and visor guy.
I'm a visor guy for sure.
I know you're a visor guy. But,
yeah. Visor guy for sure.
Yeah. Head ball coach. Here we go. So, would you rather have a coaching staff with years of experience but resistant to change, or a younger staff with fresh ideas but less experience?
Young, 100 times out of 100.
Yeah.
Because, well, okay, I think there's two directions that a young staff can go.
Yeah.
You have, and I'll just say one coach. You have a coach who is like hungry to learn, that wants responsibility, that's going to do everything that you ask them to, like I was and like you. Or you're going to have a young coach who wants to be the kid's friend and, just comes out there to hang out and, whatever. But I think if you can get the first one, then you're in really good shape because now you have the ability to mold the coaches into whatever you want, really. I think, and then we talked about this a while ago too on one of the episodes, is like going to clinics together and stuff like that. To me, especially with a staff who's young, like I have 7 coaches, including me, and I'm the second oldest on my staff, and I'm 31. And I mean, I look at it as like Jupiter Wilson at Hickory High School said, "Oh, well, you were a student assistant at ODU. You haven't coached high school football before, but I'm going to give you a shot." So I will never look at somebody and be like, "Oh, well, you're too young. Like it's not gonna work."
Yeah.
That's my philosophy. I think, obviously the energy is big a lot of the times. Younger coaches are running around, they're more energetic and stuff like that. And I think that goes a long way with the kids. So I would much, much, much rather have a younger staff. I've never been a head coach with a staff that's older and not willing to change. My staff at Norview, we had a couple older guys, but my defensive coordinator there was phenomenal. Very, very, very good football coach. And he was like a Norview guy, like went to high school at Norview, went to college, came back and coached at Norview, had been coaching at Norview for a long, long time. And he, started to realize, at first I thought that he was kind of like iffy on some of the stuff that we were doing, but I think he started to realize that like I cared about the kids. I wanted to make Norview a program where a lot of, alumni and stuff like that could come hang out and, stand on the sideline and talk to the kids and all that stuff. So he bought into it really quick, but I really haven't had a whole lot of like older coaches on any of the staffs that I've been a head coach. I've worked on staffs with older coaches, and some of them were like they were young, some of them were like the not willing to change ones. But I would much rather have younger coaches because I think, like the camaraderie of the coaching staff a lot of the time is better too because you're going through the same kind of life experiences. You got more to talk about, stuff like that.
Yeah, I've never been on a staff with older coaches. Let's say 55 and above, right?
Right.
That's probably pushing it. Let's say 55 or above. Let's say I've never been on staff with those guys, so I've had a head coach that was an older gentleman.
Right.
That was probably 60s. But I've never been on staff with other assistants. So I've never had to interact with that kind of stuff. I know guys that have,
Right.
and I've seen it firsthand. From across the sideline or just the stories. I would say the younger guys as well, like kind of all the things you said. Especially they're more apt to listen,
Right.
and if they need to maybe adapt some things, maybe a philosophy, or the way that they teach something, or just the way they interact with kids, they're more willing to do those things. And so
Right.
I definitely agree. Nothing wrong with an older coach. You can learn a lot. And this is not me being like, oh, Tatum's a young guy and he don't listen to older. He don't listen to his elders. Like,
Right.
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, let's say if I was a head coach, I would like older guys, but I wouldn't say that I want a staff full of them.
Right.
That's really what I'm saying. I mean, it's you need the ones that you listen to, maybe a mentor, but you don't necessarily. I would rather have a full staff of young guys than a full staff of old guys.
Yeah.
Just for the relationship factor.
That's what I was going to say too.
Yeah. Like it's hard. Like can it happen? Yeah, but it's just harder for older guys, especially in today's age.
Yeah. I mean, you think about like how long ago it was, not only from a football perspective, but like obviously older guys, they weren't in high school anywhere in the sense of like being able to relate to the kids. And some of them do a really good job. Tarboro staff, I don't know how old they are, but they're older than me. I know that. And they do a really good job of relating to their kids, obviously. So I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think, you know, the key to like the question that you asked is, in my opinion, is willing to change versus not willing to change. And I don't necessarily say like willing to change as in um not willing to change as in like buying into what you're preaching or anything like that. To me, it's willing to change it like up with the times almost, you know, using technology. Um I hate to say it, but texting,
Yeah.
like I'm not going to call every one of my coaches when I have to provide information to them. I'm going to send it in a group text and everybody's either going to look at it or they're not. And my younger coaches are going to look at it. I know that. Um so, for me like that part of it is big also, not just the are you going to do what I ask you to? Um but are you going to find ways to have a relationship with the kids, be able to relate to the kids, and then, you know, be able to incorporate the technology that we use in our program?
See, Coach Stevenson says, Coach Stevenson is my dude. If y'all don't follow Coach Stevenson, make sure y'all go and follow Coach Stevenson on Twitter.
I'm gonna have to.
One of my favorite coaches is from the UK. Well, he's from the UK, but he coaches in California. State champion this year.
Wow, big time! Congratulations.
Shout out to Coach Stevenson. So, Mission Viejo out there in California. But he says, what is the biggest thing that frustrates you when you are coaching?
Oh, I do follow him.
Great,
I was just about to follow him. Biggest thing that frustrates me when I'm coaching.
I guess, and it's really not irrational, but I guess when you see more potential in a kid than they see in themselves.
Yeah.
And that's happened since the dawn of time. So I'm not like, woe is me, like I have this burden. Like, no, that's always happened. So, but that is one of the biggest things that frustrates me. Like, I see potential. I know what this kid could be.
Yeah.
And I try to explain it, and I try to show them this path that they can I don't say easily, but they can get on if they got it butts in gear, and it falls on deaf ears.
Yeah.
And they end up being an okay player instead of a fantastic or a next level player. So that it definitely is one of the biggest things that frustrates me is wasted potential.
Yeah. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Something that's really frustrating to me is, I guess the easy answer is like having to repeat the same thing to multiple kids. But to like go more in depth with it, the people, I'm not going to say just kids, but the people in the program who act a certain way when they have to and don't act that way all the time. And I guess what I mean by that is like guys who players, coaches, whatever, who are gonna, while you're looking, they're gonna be acting, what the way you expect and do all those things. And as soon as you turn around, to me, those are like the guys that you got to worry about the most. Because you don't know how they're gonna act in school. Like if you're gonna act a fool at practice, I feel better about my chances of like making you understand the expectation than if you're going to act correct in practice and then I get an email from your teacher saying you're acting a fool in class. To me, it's easier if you're going to be. It's almost like the consistency thing, right? Like you want to be either consistently good or consistently bad. If you're like this all the time, you have no idea what you're going to get from day to day. So I would rather have a kid who's like consistently against what we're doing, so that way I can address it and know that it's going to either be fixed or it's not, versus a kid who's sometimes when I'm there, he's going to act perfect. And then I'm going to find out from the teacher that he's not acting right in class. And then I'm going to have to think like, okay, well, I've never had this issue, and obviously there's kids who, they may respect their coach more than their teacher. But I think like the consistent with the behavior things are a big thing for me too.
That's a great question. It's always things that frustrate you in coaching.
There's no doubt.
You don't even get into like some of the major ones, but that's kind of more of like on the not X to nose, but like more of the personnel side. The actual, our most precious commodity, which is the student athlete. So,
Right.
100%. The next one would be anytime you're dealing with film. But I was like, anytime you're trying to film something or get exchange or like that.
Yeah.
But it's anytime I've ever had huddle sidelines ever worked. So,
it's terrible.
Yeah.
But then they'll charge you $1,000 to get more storage.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why your boy is gonna
pre-snap.
Pre-snap's gonna help everybody out. So
check it out.
Yeah, man.
Film Room Pro.
As soon as you were saying it like that, makes a lot of sense.
Awesome.
Last one, Coach. We can wrap it up. Last one is kind of an easier one. What's your comfort food?
Oh, man. A lot. a lot. All right, you go ahead and go first.
Well, it's funny. I'm kind of going to wrap it over real quick. So, like, I do the CFI show now,
right?
And after we get off the show, kind of do like an afterwards, like when I just talk. And a lot of it is like talking about like inside information that some of them made up, and then it's really just food, right? The best places to cook food, or like things they've made. And then one of the dudes was like, "Yo, Tatum, like this is really what we do. We just talk food all the time." It's like, dude, I have missed many meals, like so. I'm definitely about it. So, I guess my comfort food would definitely be carbs. So it'd be some type of a pasta. Pasta and sauce with whatever meat you could choose, or some type of rice with a sauce. Really big into that. So whether it be Italian food, whether it be Mexican food, whether it be Indian food, that's my go-to, my comfort food. That's it.
I love chicken Alfredo.
Bro, that's my jam.
I love Mexican food.
Yeah.
I love Chinese food, but my wife don't like it much. I love cheeseburgers. I love French fries. I love ice cream.
Yeah. See, like I'm good for some dessert. Like I'll eat some ice cream. Cheesecake is my favorite dessert.
Really? I'm not a big cheesecake. I like cheesecake. Don't get me wrong, but
so I always have this like thing. It's like it's cheesecake, cake, or pie, and it's pie. I don't care anybody says I'm a pie guy.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it a cake either.
The definition of a pie is a crust and a filling. Cheesecake is crust and a filling. So
no doubt.
I'm a big cheesecake guy. But what I will say is, as much as I love these different desserts and stuff, I can eat Reese's for days.
Only the holiday ones.
Yeah, those holiday ones are good.
I'm not a Reese cup guy.
Really?
Reese eggs though.
Yeah. Chocolate peanut butter that's good for me. But what I will say is I am a savory fat versus a sweet fat. Anytime, any point like of my life, I've always been a savory fat.
You talking like chips and stuff?
No, I'm talking like just actual
like
food,
meals.
Like meals. Like,
yeah.
Most people are like, oh, I indulge in sweets. Like, no, I would rather eat my meals than eat sweets.
I don't discriminate, honestly. Like,
yeah,
I like both. Yeah, I don't know. Like Blizzard from Dairy Queen. Can't beat it.
Yeah, we had my wife and I had one on the way down to Jacksonville. We just like, let's stop in, get a burger, and stop in, get a burger, and let's do a blizzard. And they come out and they do like this. The lady left, and I was like they always had like this huge thing, like they weren't in the back being like, all right, now let's go out there. Like if that thing exploded, they're like, all right, let's make another one. Like so, but yeah, love it.
Test it out before showtime.
No doubt. Little VR, we already covered that one, but I guess I didn't really get a favorite song of all time. My favorite song right now is "Human" by Cody Johnson.
I can't name my favorite song of all time. Yeah. I don't think I can.
That's tough.
Yeah, I don't know. Right now, I don't know, man. Can't mess with Luke Combs. I'm on a big Zach Bryan kick right now too. Yeah, there's just I can't name a favorite one. I don't think. I'm gonna start listening to Cody Johnson more now, though.
Yeah, we my best friend, he moved up to Memphis. He went to East Tennessee. Then he moved up to Memphis. He works at Amazon. He's pretty high up at Amazon.
Nice.
Out in Memphis, but he's moving back to now be at the one here in North Carolina. So he's coming back. He actually moving this week, and he was like, "Dude, all the country concerts we can go to." So there's one at Bristol in June, end of June. There's a country concert in Bristol. Cody Johnson's headlining.
Nice.
So we're gonna go. Like Shenandola's gonna be there. Somebody else is gonna be there. Hardy maybe. I don't know. So it's gonna be pretty decent. So we're going to that. So I'm pretty stoked for that. So, the Coach Wesley Woodward, that's my dude. Favorite coach stereotype. I guess I'll jump into like the main one is that we're not really teachers.
Yeah.
We're bad teachers.
Yeah.
So going to that, which makes no sense because if you can't coach, you can't teach. You can't teach, you can't coach. So, just because I don't teach math, and obsessed with my test scores doesn't mean I'm not a teacher. But
I think my favorite, and not because more because I think it's funny, is like coaches that wear backpacks all the time. I saw a video the other day of a guy, and it was like a joke, and he was walking around. It was supposed to be like a 7-on-7 tournament deal, and he had a backpack on, and like everybody asked him. There was like 7 or 8 people in the video that asked him what was in his backpack, and he would just say like the most random stuff. It was hilarious.
It's always DB coaches too.
Yeah, always.
Or some type of skill.
Yeah, so there's no doubt.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess a lot of them just kind of surround just not being real teachers. But I guess no stereotype. I don't know.
Or cleats at practice.
Yeah, where cleats at practice is a good one. It's always a DB coach too. But tell us some of your favorite stereotypes. I love the one we talk about old versus young coaches. The young coach that still thinks that he plays.
Yeah.
He gets out there,
wants to take reps at receiver, quarterback.
Or after practice, like the kids are throwing around. They line up. Yeah, like that's that. I find some of that stuff funny, but like when it gets to be too much, like in practice, conversation needs to be had. But that can happen with young guys. I don't know. I've never that's a good question. That's never really been. Maybe I'll ask that on Twitter one day. Like coaching stereotypes.
Yeah. Or like the old school O-line guy.
Like Coach Wiley.
Yeah.
Oh my god. My kids always, whenever we hit the sled, my guys are always like, Tatum, get on the sled. I'm like, dude, I've seen ankles break on these things. No, sir. I'm not like I have a high threshold for pain. I'm not doing pain. I'm not getting on there so y'all can push me around. This is not.
Oh, like standing on it?
Oh yeah, there's no
Never done
platform.
it.
There's no platform on ours. Now, when I was in school, when I was at Garnet Webb, our sled had a place where Coach Ray could sit on it, and
Right.
it had a brake. Coach had a brake. So if he wanted to hit that brake, we were flying forward. Like so.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So he had a place where he could sit. I don't know if it was just he had it that way or it just it came with the sled or
He created it.
Yeah, I would be out. I've seen some of the wooden sleds that I've seen that people have made. There's a platform to actually stand and grab onto. I would do that, but that 5-man, no. It's like playing tic tac toe out there, jumping through hoops. I'm not standing on anything and falling, breaking my ankle. Heck no.
Yeah, we had one with a platform on it, but it like rusted out. I've never stood on one.
Yeah.
It's just not something that interests me. It would be cool, but like you said, like I would fall off and get run over or something like that. Like something bad would happen.
Yeah. And it's always if you ever like I don't know if y'all do the same we do, but it's always like a conditioning drill, like a toughness type deal. Like, we get rapid fire where we get 5 on the sled. I'm not, you're really big sled guys, but you get 5 on the sled and coach buzz a whistle, you fire off, you go drive that thing, and it's about anybody on the team. And you get another 5 up, and like you should keep going. For us, we started practice that way a couple times, kind of get some intensity,
Right.
and literally there always would be just a coach that's like rah, and they never realize where they are on the field and the sled's coming right for them. Like every time it's like, move, like get out of the way, or like a random bystander player that's in the back and the sled is turned.
Oh yeah.
Now coming at them, and now they're the deer in the headlights. And it's like, get out of the way. It's like be present in practice. Like
have a sense of awareness.
Yes.
Yeah, we did that. We did that at Norview a couple of times when I first got there, when I was coaching O-line.
Yeah. Or it used to be more of an equipment stereotype, like the blasters, like the running backs run through. Every fall, every spring, there's going to be a wasp nest or a bee's nest.
Yep.
Or something like other equipment, yeah, but like that blaster, it's guaranteed to have somewhere in there it's going to be a bee's nest.
No doubt.
Yeah.
100%. No doubt. Ours is weird. Like the texture of like the thing, I don't know what you call them, arms. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ours is like an older one. Like how they went through the ones that had like the I guess it was like full of air or something like that. It was plastic. Ours is older than that one. So like on the ends of it, it has springs and they, will move back and forth or whatever. But a couple of years ago when I first got back, we had a kid go through it and like cut his arm all up.
Oh wow.
So I went through it and looked at it or whatever, and like there was nothing like metal like spurs or anything like that. So we've been using it and haven't had any problems ever since. But our kids, they hate going through that thing. They hate it. Like we had a little kid played JV last year, ran through it because we do it pre-practice for our ball security circuit, and he got stuck. So he had to like get on all fours and crawl out. I was dying. It was so funny.
It's like, good job, man. Just
right.
Give your best, like.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we put the ball on the ground a decent amount 2 years ago, and we didn't really do it last year. So we're gonna keep doing it. I don't know if it helped or not, but we're gonna keep doing it. If any of my players are watching, heads up.
This was something that was new to me that Mills did last year. Was that skill guys didn't wear sleeves? Are you on that? Like, because like you're obviously something soft, the ball sitting against the side of your skin.
I've heard that like the ball may slip or something like that. Yeah. I've never necessarily been like that. I've heard people that are like that, but I've never said like no sleeves or nothing like that.
Yeah.
My O-line coach, he doesn't tell our O line not to wear sleeves, but he like says like O line doesn't wear sleeves.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't bother.
Can you
me.
move them? Good. Let's go.
Right.
I tell my guys to wear gloves. I wore gloves when I played. I had better grip and I could grab guys and we could roll. I don't care. Like wear gloves. Like protect your hands. So let's go.
Yeah, I never wore gloves. I don't know why.
No, I didn't wear fancy Nike receiver gloves and like this.
Right.
So I was like, I almost they weren't. It's almost like I had some old like some of those yellow old worker gloves. But it's whatever I could find. Just I don't know. Like it's just, I always did that, but like I was a grab and twist guy. So I would
Right.
grab and I would twist and I would like get them like tight and then go because you're not going anywhere when I got you twisted and roll.
Right.
So that's what I try to do that, and my guys don't listen to me, but it's whatever. It works every time I do it, which imagine that.
Right. It's like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, hey man, as long as it gets done, do it. But here's the way this helps me try it.
Right.
So,
Right.
well, Coach, I'm gonna wrap it up right there. Glad to be back again. We can say it over and over
Great
again.
to be back.
Great conclusion to episode 10. We'll off topic. I enjoy the questions at the end of the segment, at the end of the podcast. We ask each other, so kind of having a episode full one was kind of fun.
Right. Yeah.
Next week we'll have a topic ready for guys, and maybe we can get some guys that want to come on and hang out with us more again. We can do that. But Coach, anything you want to tell the guys before we let them go?
Keep learning. Keep doing it for the kids. If you're going to be at NC State on the 20th, come say what's up.
Yeah. I haven't done it yet because I haven't got my graphic back yet. I might just tweet it out because I say screw a graphic. But I am moving the clinic. Moving my clinic. That's on the 20th. Moving it to the 27th, which is the next Saturday. So not the next Saturday, the 20th, the 27th, the next one. Because it's just a better day. A lot of guys were going to different things and unavailable, and Coach Rapinick couldn't hang out for the clinic. So I'm going to NC State. I'm going to go hang out with Coach Rapinick, and I'm going to go and I met Bill Cowher at the last one, so I'm going to meet Philip Rivers this one.
Philip Rivers is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one.
I'm going to picture taking with Bill Cowher. That was kind of just walk up to him and just did it.
Yeah.
But and I think Dave Doran puts on a great event. So it's going to be really, really good. And ECU's not back, so that's a positive. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to listen to App State. I'm excited to listen to NC State. I like Coastal a lot too. I think it'll be good. Good little day trip. Go learn some ball. Hang out with some coaches. By the way, I forgot to tell you, I met Coach Simmons at the Carolina Coaches Combine last weekend.
Heck yeah.
I told him I was a big fan. Told him it was good to finally meet him, even though we've talked a bunch of times on Twitter.
Yeah.
So
that dude's gonna be the next big head coach in the state of North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
I told him like we've DM'd, not gonna divulge our conversation, but I was like, dude, when are you gonna be head coach? And he was like, dude, I'm just kind of trying to learn and trying to see what's around and trying to just pick brains and trying to just to be the best coach I can right now. And dude, that guy's so sharp.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoy what he puts out, and he's a genuine guy. And he has his NC Football Connection where he's helping get the word out about everything in North Carolina football.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really, really good guy. So I mean, he's definitely gonna be however long it is. He didn't give me a timeline. But whenever he decides to be a head coach, watch out. If he doesn't move, watch out, Raleigh area. Like
right.
Brandon Simmons will be the next guy to be a great head coach. So shout out to Coach Simmons. He retweeted that we were live tonight. So really, really good dude. So appreciate him for everything he does. And he's going to be speaking at the clinic on the 27th. So that's another reason why we moved again. He was like, dude, I'm all in. Let's go. And he was like, dude, State's clinics that day. And I was like, dude, I'm going to move it. Let's move it. So he's going to be speaking on the 27th as well. So I have a couple of guys that actually DM me tonight asking me about the clinic. So I'm going to put that out and try to build the build my coaching roster for the clinic. So really excited.
I'm looking forward to that one too.
Yeah, man. But yeah, guys, like Coach said, man, hey, coach for the kids. Like I don't care. Like all this stuff is fun. I love hanging out with Rapinick, and I love them on my YouTube channel. And I love talking to my coaching guys, but coaching is about kids. I don't give a crap what you say. Like I only had 4 guys at my offensive line meeting today, and was that a little discouraging? Because I know the vast majority are playing on the sport, and like 4 or 5, now I'll say 3 or 4 of them told me they weren't going to be there. But just the 4 I had, man, they soaked it all in, and we got after it. So that meant the world to me. I told them all the time, man, I'll coach one. So hey, just love on you guys, man. That's what it's about. So, but if nothing else, Coach, we'll kind of send the folk off and see him next week.
Episode 10.
Keep it rolling. We're back.
We'll see y'all next Thursday.
Next Thursday. Let's get it rolling. All right, guys. Y'all be good.